Ladies and gentlemen, who will start the bidding for this splendid object?" The auctioneer tossed back his blonde locks and stared directly into the camera. In Vladivostok, Russia, a ship's horn boomed out of the darkness. The long, mournful chord echoed between the cliffs of the Ussuritsky Gulf. Dmitry Zolotoy gripped the arms of his chair, light-headed with excitement, as he watched the London auction on the screen. One arthritic hand strayed to his shirt, open at the neck, following the links of a chain to a jade pendant. He had waited half a century for this. The chance to square the circle, the moment to put things right, to make himself whole again. He twisted his silver-propelling pencil and wrote a number on the pad in front of him before pushing it across the desk towards his secretary. She raised a perfectly shaped eyebrow, so thin and smooth it might have been painted on. "Sterlingov?" He gave a sharp nod. "Da?" She spoke into the phone, glossy crimson lips pursing and stretching in elaborate enunciation. £1 million sterling, she said. Dmitry surveyed his private office, chest tightening with each tick of the mantelpiece clock, an invisible vice squeezing his ribs against his spine. What if the line of communication broke? Why hadn't he sent someone to London in person? Someone like Timur, the only one he really trusted. Why? Because Timur was with his swim team, winning medals for Russia. Timur wasn't ready for this, for all the baggage that went with it. Not yet. His secretary was talking into the phone, replying to some question. "Prinята?" His jaw began to ache. She covered the mouthpiece with her hand and nodded. "Хорошо." The auctioneer held up a hand. "I have a bid of £1 million. If he was surprised by the opening bid on his screen, almost double the reserve price, he betrayed not a flicker of emotion. "Any advance on £1 million? A nod from the audience. A heavy-set man with one hand clamped to an earpiece. "2 million. A young Chinese woman raised her auction brochure. "3 million. The male bidder nodded again. £4 million. Am I bid £5 million? Sun Chang paused to admire the lights of Hong Kong twinkling over the dark water of Kowloon Bay. A faint, rhythmic splashing from the deck told him that his daughter had already arrived. He drew up a lounger and waited for Miko at the shallow end of his rooftop swimming pool. "Dad!" She raised herself from the water. He held out a towel. "How was the shoot?" "Cancelled," she said. "Again?" Miko climbed the tiled steps and swapped the towel for a bathrobe, so large and fluffy that her slim body disappeared into its folds. "5, Sun Chang said into his phone. "Work," she mouthed. "Pleasure." He gave her the auction brochure open at lot 66. "What do you think?" She studied the picture of the Ching Long wedding cup. "Incomplete." "What?" "The lids are missing." He peered more closely. "How come you know so much about Qianglong jade?" She blushed and looked away. Sun Chang frowned and opened his laptop, clicking onto the Art Police website. There it was, an old photo from the Kaifeng Museum. The same exquisite cup, but with a tiny flower covering the female vessel and a circle of dragonfire atop the male one. He zoomed in on the image, inspecting the object rotating slowly under LED lights in London. Sure enough, he could make out 2 tiny holes.